Hey guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers again. This is like part 3 or 4 of me repowering this 13.5 Craftsman mid-engine riding mower. From my previous episodes, as you know, I got this for free after I sold my Scott's lawn tractor. The guy just gave it to me because he said it had a blown connecting rod. When I took out the engine, you all saw that it wasn't the connecting rod, but rather the synchro balancer that broke. So it's almost the same thing. Anyway, I can't replace the engine because there's a crack on the bottom of the engine block, so we can't fix it. So I parted it out, and this is the engine I got from Pete Lombardi through a trade, and it's just 1 horsepower less, but it's the identical engine. So tried to start it yesterday after I installed it. Right, we put a carburetor on there and everything else that it needed for it to start, and it wouldn't start. I mean, it cranked a little, but it seems like the starter is not strong enough. I mean, it is possible that starters can turn and run, and seems like it's working, but inside the coils are probably all burnt up, that it doesn't have enough juice to crank it, you know? And so, as you can see, this is the one with the metal ring gear, right? Which means it has a molded cast iron gear, flywheel gear, threads, teeth, yeah. If it was the aluminum one, you would need the plastic one. So I was thinking about swapping this starter out for the original starter that came off the blown engine, right? This is also the metal gear thing, so it's perfect. Problem is, right now, is I was able to get off one of the bolts, but this one here is always a pain. Why? Because this damn gear is in the way, so you can't really get anything there, you know? So I've tried everything, you know. The 1/2-inch wrench, I'll show you. 1/2-inch wrench, it's stripped. See that? I can't get a good grip on it. I tried the impact. I tried my impact with the torque. Of course I can't find it now. I tried my impact with the torque bit on there, right? Not the one. Can't do it. I have this thing, right? No way! You can't even get it in there. You following what I'm saying? So, I mean, everything I've tried. I went as far as removing the top part of the starter. See? That stupid pin. But then I gathered that you're not going to be able to get this ring off and this assembly off, right? Because the flywheel's in the way. So am I going to remove the entire top half just to get this thing off? Just to get that bolt off? Just so I can switch the starter? Of course I have to do that! It's a pain in my balls, right? But I gotta do it. If I don't do it, I won't get that bolt off. And if I can't get the bolt off, I can't switch this starter and try this one. Watch. After all this still doesn't work. Watch. But this damn thing has been, like you guys said in the comments, it's been fighting me the entire time, you know? I mean, look, what is this thing worth, maybe? If I'm lucky, $400? I'm giving this another engine that I could easily use for another project, you know what I'm saying? But of course, this is the project, you know? What am I going to do? Not use the engine? What am I going to do with this, right? It's actually a decent mower. I have this at my mom's house, you know? So what am I going to do? I got to take this off. I got to take the dipstick off. Cletus, you dipstick. Take this off. Take the cup off. Take the flywheel nut off. Take the flywheel off. And then be able to get this off. If I get this off, I'll have clear shot with a wrench. And, I mean, with a ratchet, put this in a ratchet, 3/8, and get it off. I mean, what am I going to do? We got to do it, right? So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I did it. Changed the starter, connected it, put everything back again. As you saw, I also changed the battery because after a whole night's charging, right, it only showed 10 volts. I mean, unbelievable, you know what I'm saying? So this is not a much better battery, you know, but it keeps its charge for like a week at least, you know. It's got like 12.35 right now. So that's not really good enough to start, but let's see if it cranks at least, you know. There we go. It cranks fine. So that starter is definitely, you know, weak, you know, for sure. So I think we have Earl in there, right? And I guess I have gas, right? Oh, you know what? I don't have a spark plug. So if I want to salvage that starter, I might have to change out the core, or at least open it up and check it out. Because I have another core that's good. Maybe I can fix it. So I think we have gas. Maybe a whole lot of gas, but there's enough gas maybe to get it started. That's a very loose boot. Gotta tighten up. You know, that little thing in there, it's like wide, so I'm just gonna bend it a little bit. Compress it just a bit. You want to hear that snap, that click. There you go. See? A click. So we've got it on full choke. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Maybe I should spray something. I just ran out of gas, but all I had left was that ethanol-free gas that I was just saving for my own equipment, but, you know, I don't want to run out and get gas, so I put some in there. remember we only had 12.35 volts. I'm going to hook up a battery charger to it because it's going to run out of electricity. Run out of a charge, I mean. I'm going to spray something in there too. Alright, now it's charging on start mode. I'm going to spray some starting fluid in the carburetor. I don't think we're getting any spark. What do you guys think? Should have heard something, you know what I mean? Wouldn't it suck if I had to change the magneto? I don't think I'm getting any spark fillers. No spark. Try another spark plug. What am I gonna do? Gotta take it out. Magneto. Don't think it works. Absolutely no spark coming out of that. Unless it has something to do with this. Let me unplug. Let me unplug this Magneto wire. Okay, that's the true test. If you take off the Magneto wire, there's nothing that stops this from creating a spark. Okay? If I see spark, it means that one of the switches are busted. Aha! Switch is busted. There's spark. Which means I gotta do what I did with my other one. I have to tap into this and run a wire to kill this. From what you saw from my last video, I did the same exact thing, and it wasn't exactly fun, if you know what I mean. But I know which one it is. Unfortunately, I don't know which one it is coming out of here. So I'm gonna have to get this switch off, run a wire, and tap into the M tab for the Magneto to kill. So that black wire over there is useless. Don't you guys love this triaging and troubleshooting? So I just bypassed it. Basically, you know, with this mower, it has like 3 or 4 kill switches. You know, so while the switch schematics was that you can turn the engine without having that switch on, another switch went bad or is not making contact, so that it always kills the Magneto. This happened, the exact same thing happened to the exact same mower I had just about a month ago, and I fixed it this way. So I just bypassed it. I put a wire directly from the Magneto straight to the M tab of the ignition switch, which is the Magneto. So now it should have spark. I put the spark plug back in, and now it should start and shut off. I'm going to give it a try. Should have gas. boy, oh boy. Has a lot of backfiring, as you can hear. I have a feeling that the keyway is not right. Because when I put that keyway in, right, I had to basically bang it in, so I think it might have sheared it a little. So I think the timing's off just a little bit, you know? I might have to replace the keyway. Man, what a pain in the balls. This thing sucks. But hey, we got it started, right? That's kind of cool. I just messed with the fuel mixture screw. Doesn't do anything. So, gonna have to change the keyway. What else am I gonna do? You know, gonna have to try that. When I banged it in there, it sheared the key a little. Yes, I know it's just so little, but that makes a difference, believe it or not. Just put a new keyway in there. I think I put it in much better now. Of course, I banged this nut so much that it's kind of funny now. It's not fitting into the socket because I banged it so much. You know what? I have another one. This one was off the original. Runs a little better, but it still backfires a little and it's still surging. I don't know what I'm going to do now. Maybe it's the governor needs to be reset. So I don't think, I just reset the governor and there's absolutely no change. So replace the key, no change, not much of a change, it's a very small change. Reset the governor, no change. I think the carburetor, something wrong with the carburetor. So you know what? Before I go and buy a new carburetor, I am going to what? That's right. I'm going to use my ultrasonic cleaner. Give it one more try. Because the last time I had a lousy running engine, I tried everything as I did today, and I took it all apart again, and I put it in the ultrasonic and it ran great. So there's, with this Walbro carburetor, it's got 1,000 holes in it, you know. And you saw me cleaning this carburetor, but it was in pretty bad shape, so I'm assuming there's a hole I missed, or 2 holes I missed, you know. Very small holes, you know, that may make a big difference in the fuel-air mixture, you know. I'm just removing these studs here. It's a pretty easy carburetor to remove. This riding mower sucks. I mean, it's kicking my ass. I mean, last time I had one of these things, I had to do everything to it too, you know? Everything. And, like, could it be any harder to work? You know what I'm saying? It's so difficult to get into these areas, you know? So difficult. But, you know what? I mean, I have it. It's in my possession. I gotta do something with it, right? What am I gonna do? Not do anything with it? Gotta do something with it. Gotta fix it. That's what I gotta do. Gotta fix it. You can't not fix it. Take that apart. Bring it over here. I'm warming up my ultrasonic right now. There's this fuel adjustment screw. Gotta be very careful with this. Very fragile. You break it and it's stuck in there. You don't have the right setting, you're screwed. Damn thing again. You know what? The emulsion jet. I never took that out. I'm gonna have to take that out. Of course, you know one of the most difficult things to take out of these things is the emulsion jet. It almost never comes out without me stripping it. Seems like I'm just going to strip it. This just doesn't seem like the right screwdriver. You know what I'm going to try? I'm going to try what I did last time, and it worked. It's risky, but I'm going to do it. Penetrating oil in there. No, Henry, don't do it! Don't do it! I'm going to do it! Don't do it! You're going to break it! Here we go. Oh no. I think I screwed it. That's it. Screwed. I knew it. I knew I was going to screw it up. Rounded to nothing. You know what? I'm going to throw this in the ultrasonic anyway and clean it anyway. Fail! You know, it worked for me last time. It didn't work for me this time. It's just rounded off, and but it's still okay because as long as you don't take it out, it's fine. But I'm going to throw this into the ultrasonic and give it like an hour or so in there and then try it again. If not, I'm going to get a new carburetor. Here we are at my ultrasonic cleaner. It's been warming up. It's set to 50 degrees centigrade. It's now 30 degrees centigrade. The solution is already warm. Not hot yet, warm. Just going to drop this in. The bowl along with the fuel adjustment mixture screw and the bowl nut. Put this in just so that it's completely submerged or close to it. It's not really. I have to find some other kind of solution to put in here.
Hey, better than soap and water. See, I should do something with that.
So I've just taken it out of the ultrasonic cleaner. Just going to use some compressed air and blow the stuff out. So those of you who've seen my air conditioning video, I'm still screwed because the capacitor I bought didn't work. I mean, I don't think that it was a capacitor problem, but there was a part where the plunger, take your finger and you push the plunger, it started up the entire unit. The fan blew, compressor started running and everything. But I told my wife to stand upstairs where we know the fan always is pretty heavy, and she didn't feel anything. She only heard the unit going on, but there was no air blowing at all. So I think I've got bigger problems. I might have to call my friend George. And I know these visits to the house from air conditioning guys can be very expensive. But he's my friend, so he's not going to screw me. But, you know, I almost feel like, hey, you know, I can fix anything. I mean, I feel like I can fix anything, you know? So I'm thinking I'm going to just, I mean, it's not super hot yet. I'm not that desperate yet to have somebody come to my house and do it. So I'm thinking I could just go on YouTube and look through all those videos. I've seen a bunch already, but I just don't know enough about air conditioning to feel confident enough that I don't want to kill myself. It's 220 volts, you know what I mean? Although it is alternating current, not DC. DC, you can really die if you had enough DC go through you, you know? But, I gotta figure out, where the fan is, I mean, that unit itself is just a fan, but something blows all that air through the ducts, and I don't have any idea where that is, Not only that, they say that it's tied in with the furnace. I have a gas boiler, all right? And it's run by, it's not gas, oil. I have an oil burner. And I don't think they're tied together because there's no control panel or module for any of that stuff, I have no idea where all those panels are, where there's a fuse and there's a panel, and I don't have any of that. I mean, I lived in this house for 16 years. I have no idea what all that stuff is, so it's going to be a problem. So I'm going to do a lot of research on air conditioning systems because I'm just not confident enough right now that to go screw with it, I'm thinking it might be a new contactor, but I don't think so. I'm just going to put the linkages on and then slide that thing through there. Put it through the studs, put the studs on and put it through the studs. This little tiny little teeny weeny bitty wire here goes into this little hole there. It's always a challenge getting it in there. How about that? Just put this in first. This tractor's been a pain in the ass, huh? You know what? It wouldn't be a challenge if it was easy, right? I'll be honest with you, I really wish I had some easy ones for a change, because all the past ones I've got have been kind of difficult. Needed a lot, Fortunately, these carburetors are very cheap. You can get the cheap Chinese copies for like $15, $20. It's a decent carburetor. They make the Nicky one too. But the copied Nicky ones usually have a fuel solenoid on it, which I don't like. But I know I have a bowl here that is good. That doesn't require the Nicky, which is good. And it's too small. 5/16. Yep. See what I mean? I gotta go underneath here just to get that side, because it's just no room to work. So that's good. I'm not gonna put the air box on now because I just want to see if it runs better. If it doesn't run better, I'm just going to order another carburetor. That is, even if the carburetor is the problem. If it's not the problem, then I gotta still figure out it's probably the governor or something like that. But I reset the governor, Not that resetting the governor means anything, but there's some underlying other issues to this that that could be the culprit to it backfiring and stuff. Alright, so carburetor is on, fuel line is on. I'm just gonna start it, let's see. Gotta make sure, gotta wait until the gas gets into the carburetor. Takes a while to trickle. Spray something in there. Son of a bitch. just broke my tripod. Can you believe that? One of the legs just split. Jesus. Went out of gas. Yep, it had no gas in it. Got a little leak there. I gotta fix that leak, and I don't know why it doesn't start. Weird, man. Man, oh man, that sounds worse than before, you know? Well, I don't know, fellas. This tractor is going to be the death of me. I can't figure it out. Leave in the comments, fellas. Let me know what you think it could be. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. Hey guys, support my channel. Buy a sticker. Also, follow me on Instagram at MowersBlowers. Yeah. Check out my website, mowersblowers.com. See you guys on the next one. Have a great...
Next time on Blowers and...
See, you just screwed that all up. I take two.
Henry, see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. Great
yeah.
job.